Hi everyone, it's Gemma from Concrete Gems Crochet, and today I want to do a quick tutorial on how to make this gorgeous stitch pattern of these trailing leaves. Now this is used in my trailing leaves mittens. I also have a hat pattern with the same stitch pattern in it, and a blanket as well, which is coming out really soon. Now this stitch pattern is made using front and back post double crochet stitches. That is in US terms, and as you can see it looks very different on the front and the back, but it is really easy once you get into it, and a really clever way to create a really nice textured stitch pattern. You can see the texture there. For this tutorial, I'm using Paintbox Simply DK, which is 100 grams, and you get 302 yards in the ball. This colour is, I think it's called pistachio. It's a really lovely colour. I'm also using a 4mm hook, and this is what I used for the blanket pattern. If you want to start from scratch and make a sample, what you'll need to do is chain a multiple of 10 plus 2, and then you're going to double crochet into the 4th chain from the hook, like that, and each chain across. So as I've mentioned before, this is in US crochet terms. So to double crochet, you yarn over, you insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, then yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. I'll do that again because I did it too fast. Yarn over, insert into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And you're going to work into each chain all the way across. And when you get to the end, you'll have 20 double crochet stitches. When you get to the end of the row, you're going to turn, and you're going to turn at the end of every row, and we're going to chain 2. Now a chain 2 replaces a front post or a back post double crochet on each row, okay? So when we've done our chain 2, we just imagine that it is a post stitch, okay? So for the first row, first proper row, we are going to do 5 front post double crochets into each of the next stitches. So that first stitch counts as a back post double crochet, and then we're going to do 5. So we go to do a back post double crochet, we go into the stitch from the back, and to do a front post we go into the stitch from the front, okay? So for the front post, we're going to get into the stitch, around it, and then come out the front again. Then we yarn over and pull the loop through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And we're going to do 5 of those. Okay, so yarn over, insert around the post from front to back to front again. Not working into the top of the stitch, just working into the post. And then pull through a loop, then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, and once you have done 5, like so, we're then going to do 2 back post double crochets. So we yarn over, we go around the post from the back this time. Now this is a bit tricky and it's quite hard to see as well. So you go around the back to the front and then back to the back again. Then you yarn over, you pull through that loop all the way to the back, then you yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and you can see that back post double crochet there, like that. So a back post looks like a front post when you turn around, turn at the end of the row, and so on. Oh, my light just went out. Fabulous. There we go. Sorry about that. So I've done 2 back post double crochets, okay? So we did 5 front posts, 2 back posts. Then we do a front post. And this stitch pattern is just about repeating the different order of front post and back posts. Okay, so once you've done that front post, we then do 2 back posts. And then we're back to where we were before, to the beginning. We are with a 5 front posts. So that's our stitch repeat. It's 5 front post double crochets, 2 back post double crochets, 1 front post and 2 back post. So it's a 10 stitch pattern that you just repeat across your row, regardless of how long your row is. So it should be a multiple of 10. Okay, so I'm now doing the 2 back posts, then I've got 1 front post and finish with 1 back post. Okay, so that final one just goes around that chain, which looks a bit funny, but it works for this purpose anyway. Okay, and you can see already that the texture is starting to come out there. Let's turn and do row 2. So we chain 2, and that is going to replace our stitch. Okay, then we are going to do a back post around that back post. So you can see we already have one there at the back. So we just go around that one again. Then we're going to do a front post in the next front post stitch here. Then we're going to do 2 front post double crochet stitches in the next stitch. Okay, so in this one we're going to make 2. So they're worked exactly the same as before, but we just go around again for the second one. And you can see that it's done an increase. Now the whole theory of this pattern and how we create this lovely leaf shape is by increasing and decreasing, but we always maintain our 10 stitch repeat. Okay, so we have just done 2 in this stitch, and that's an increase, and now we're going to do a decrease. So we're going to do a back post double crochet 2 together. So we yarn over, we insert round the back to the front to the back again, just around 1 stitch post, yarn over and pull up a loop, just as we did for a back post double crochet, yarn over, pull through 2, and then we stop there. So that's a partly completed double crochet stitch. Then we yarn over and we go around the next stitch like a back post again and pull up the loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Now you can see you've got 2 half made back post double crochets, and we're just going to complete them now with our 3 loops on the hook. We yarn over and pull through all 3, and that has joined them together, as you can see there. Next we do a back post double crochet, just a regular one, and then we do another back post 2 together. We yarn over around the post from back to front to back, pull through a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over around the post again, the next post should I say, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over and pull through all 3, and that has created another back post, and you can see there we've got a back post 2 together. So we've ended up with 3 stitches out of 5. In the next stitch we're going to do 2 front post double crochets in that same stitch. Oops. And then we're going to do a front post double crochet followed by a back post double crochet, and that is back to the beginning of our stitch repeat. So I think we started back here with a back post double crochet, and then we did a front post, and then we did 2 front posts in the next stitch, and that is our stitch repeat. Okay, so you just continue that across your row. So I'll just say it to you again. Do your back post double crochet, front post double crochet, 2 front post double crochets in the next stitch, back post 2 together, a back post double crochet, another back post 2 together, and then 2 front posts in the next stitch. Okay, so I'm just working across that row. Whoops, what have I done there? Obviously at the ends of the rows you might find it's slightly funny because you've got sometimes you can't do a 2 together stitch where you might need to, but in this case we can do 2 front post double crochets here. And obviously when you make the actual pattern of the hat or the mittens or the blanket, you will find that all of the instructions and the numbers are there already for you, so it makes the edges, they're slightly different for each of the patterns, but that's just so that they work out. Okay, so let's move on to row 3. I've done that chain 2 again, and you can see here that we now have these 3 stitches rather than the 4 that we had before. Okay, and we are going to do 2 back post double crochet. So that first one is the chain 2, and the second one is into there, back post double crochet. Then we are going to create the point, this top point here of this leaf. So we need to do a front post double crochet 3 together. Okay, so yarn over, insert around the post of that 2 together that we had before, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert around the next post, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and then finally yarn over again and go around the post of the next stitch. And remember, where these are 2 together, they look a bit like 1 stitch, but they look a bit like 2 stitches, but they are 1 stitch, okay? Because we joined them in the last row. And then we've got 4 loops on our hook, so then we yarn over and pull through all 4, and you can see there that that has just pulled that right in, and that looks really good like that. Okay, so next we're going to do 3 back post double crochets. So you can see you just work into each of the back posts that we had there before. Then we get to this front post stitch here, and we're going to do 3 front post double crochets into that same stitch. And this is creating the start of the next leaf. 3 back post double crochets, and that's back to the start of this repeat again, because now we're going to do our front post double crochet 3 together again. Okay, and just continue that across your row. So the end of round 3 has that 3 together and then a back post, and then we're going to turn and do our chain 2, and we're going to work into this 3, and we're going to work 2 back post double crochets into the first one, then a back post double crochet, and then 2 back post double crochets in the third one, and that is increasing that leaf pattern there. Ooh, lost focus for a moment there. Okay, and then we are going to do a front post 2 together here, so over these 2 stitches, then a front post double crochet, and then a back post double crochet, and that's going to go around the point here of this stitch. So it looks like you're kind of going around more than 1 stitch, but it is just 1, so just be careful with that one. And then we've got our front post double crochet, 2 front post double crochets, and then we're back to the, sorry, that was a front post double crochet 2 together rather than 2 front post double crochets, and then we're back to our back, doing our 2 back post double crochets in the first of the 3, then a back post double crochet, and then 2 in the third one. Okay, and that just repeats across. And then we are sort of at the end of the stitch pattern. As you can see, we've kind of done half of this leaf and half of this leaf, and then it just repeats apart from it's shifted across. So I will show you a few more rows, but I'm not going to show you the whole of the repeat again because it's 8 rows, and hopefully you've got the idea. And this is just really to show you in a bit more detail how this stitch pattern works, and to say that I really hope you'll come and find the blanket and the hat and the mittens patterns and follow along with them. Okay, so next we're going to, for row 5, we're essentially repeating the first row we did, which was 5 front post double crochets, 2 back post double crochets, 1 front post double crochet, 2 back post double crochets, and they're just in a slightly different position than they were before, so you can hopefully work it out. And if you can't, it is in the mittens and the hat and the blanket video tutorials as well, so that makes it really nice and easy for you. And I hope you kind of got the hang of it, doing the front and back post stitches in different places and increasing and decreasing them to create this beautiful leaf pattern. Do comment below if you have any questions, and let me know what you think of the pattern, because I absolutely love it. It's so pretty, and I actually want to make more things with it. It's just whether I've got time to do that or not. So there you have it, the trailing leaves stitch pattern by Concrete Gems Crochet. And I'm just going to grab the blanket to show you what it looks like in big. So there you go. That is the full pattern, and it looks gorgeous on a blanket, and it's so cozy and warm and nice and thick, but still got lots of lovely movement and drape. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this tutorial. Please do come and find more of my tutorials on YouTube, or check out my blog or my patterns on Etsy and Ravelry. Thanks so much for watching. Hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.